Hey guys, it's John from setupwp.com with another WordPress tutorial for you today. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up your menus and widgets. So these are two things that you can use to customize your WordPress site, make it easier for people to get around your site with a navigation menu, or add additional functionality to your sidebar and other areas with widgets. So far, just to recap, if you've gone to setupwp and clicked on how to start a blog, I've shown you how to sign up for a hosting account and save 50% on your hosting plan. We installed WordPress, did a little housekeeping, installed a fancy WordPress theme, some great WordPress plugins, and I showed you how to create new posts and pages. So this is our demo site, startablogdemo.com, and I showed you how to create this exact site step by step on video. And we've got this little blog post here, welcome to the SetupWP demo site. If I click on it, you get a better look at our theme. We've got a background image here, and we have this primary sidebar widget area, but you can see there's nothing really here. It's kind of just the basic WordPress installation content is still there, and we have no navigation menu at all. So if we created additional pages or posts or categories, there's no way for people to easily get to them. So we're going to use two different methods to kind of extend the functions of the site, and that's menus and widgets. So the first thing I'm going to show you how to do is set up a menu. The most common use for a menu would be a navigation menu. You can see on the SetupWP site, I've got a navigation menu up in the header over here and next to the logo. So on this site, we just have the logo link. So I'm going to go into the dashboard and show you where to control and configure your menus. As you've noticed, most of the customizations you do to your site are done under the Appearance tab, and menus are no exception. So you click on Appearance and then Menus. We're going to add a new menu over here. You can call it whatever you want. I'm just going to call this one Main Menu, and then you're going to click Create. And you can add a couple of different links. You can add links in different ways to your menu. So we can automatically add new pages, or we can manually add pages. So I'm going to manually add a link to the contact page, click Add to Menu, and you see it shows up over here. We've got a home page. We don't really need that because the logo links to the home page. We have categories, demo content. I'll add that to the menu. And you can also add custom links. So let's say I want a link to SetupWP. You can link to any site on the internet. You can link to your Facebook page or your Twitter page or whatever you want to. I'm going to click Add to Menu. You can also drag and drop to reorganize these things. So let's say I want to do SetupWP's first, and then let's say I decide I want to get rid of demo content. We don't really need that. You can actually just click on the drop down arrow and hit remove. And maybe I want to add a link to the about page. Okay, so we've got SetupWP, about SetupWP, and contact. Let's just save that as the menu. And we're going to click save. Then you can choose the theme locations where you want your menu to show up. So I'm going to put it in the primary navigation menu slot right now. You can see all we've done is create a menu, so I haven't assigned the menu to a location yet. So if I click refresh now, nothing will be different. But as soon as I check primary navigation menu and hit save, then if I refresh the site, it's going to move those links into the primary navigation area. So you see we've got a link to SetupWP, about SetupWP, and the contact page. But let's say I don't really like the way this looks, and I'd rather have the links be over here on the right. I don't want to take up my screen real estate with this extra menu just to put a few links in there. Like I've done on the SetupWP site, I like to put pretty small menus over in the header. If you have a lot of pages, it makes sense to have a menu right below your title like this. So I'm going to go back to the menus area, and I'm going to uncheck the primary navigation menu and hit save. We can see the menu will go away. Let's also say, instead of it saying about SetupWP in the menu, what if I just want that to say about? Because that's a more common designation. You can just click to drop down the options panel, highlight the navigation label, and change it so it just says about, and click save. It'll still link to the same page, but you've just changed the language, the text that's clickable. So we've got this navigation menu, and we want to put it up in the header over here. And because we're using a StudioPress theme, we're going to jump into the widgets panel, and we can control the widgets here, where we can add a header widget over here. Not every theme company is going to have header widgets, but StudioPress does. So if we jump back into the dashboard, I'm going to click on Widgets. And this is all the different widget options you have. So there's a widget area in the header right, the primary sidebar, secondary sidebar, the top of that custom home page, after your blog posts, and then multiple widget areas in the footer. You have a ton of different options for how to customize your site. But first I'm just going to drag this custom menu over here into the header right area. I'm going to choose our main menu and hit save. Now if we go back to the live website and refresh it, you see we have this navigation menu over here on the right. Pretty cool and pretty easy to do. And of course the logo moves over to the left instead of being in the center so that everything lines up and looks nice. You can see we also have this primary sidebar widget area, and it says right here, because you're signed in, this is a primary sidebar widget area. You can add content to this area by visiting your widgets panel. So why don't we add something to the primary sidebar widget area? We can add a list of recent posts. This is one of the built-in automated plugins. We can just call it recent posts. And you can choose how many recent posts to show. Let's show 3. Even though there's only 1 recent post on this site right now, when we add more posts, they will populate on that list automatically. So it's a nice way to keep your site fresh without having to do a lot of manual work. So we click save, and now if we refresh the site, you see recent posts, welcome to the Setup WP demo site, which happens to be this post. I've clicked into the post here, and I'm going to add another widget to the after post widget area. So you can see we have this after entry. This is going to be a new widget area that allows us to display content at the end of every blog post. So this is a pretty common area for you to ask people to subscribe to your newsletter or visit your social media profile, something like that. But I think we're just going to add a little text widget. And we can add HTML in here because this is a text widget that allows you to add HTML. If you don't know how to edit HTML, that's okay. You can just add plain text in there too. So now if we go to this post, you can see, want to learn how to start a blog? Check out our free guide to starting a blog at Setup WP. And of course, that's a clickable link now to the Setup WP homepage. Okay, so pretty cool, right? We've added this after post widget. I showed you how to set up menus, and we've added this sidebar widget. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to add a few specific plugins to your site. One of them is a contact form plugin. Right now, if you go to the contact page, you'll see we just have a link to the Setup WP Twitter profile, but I'm going to show you how to set up a very fancy contact form using my favorite form plugin, which we installed in the last video. So for more great WordPress tutorials, check out setupwp.com and click on the link for how to start a blog. Thanks, guys.